Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to go ahead and get started. If you want to go ahead and line or sit or stand or sit down or lie down or do a headstand or whatever, we're good.
Don't challenge us.
Let's try it.
I don't know whose chairs they are.
Okay. I see a sister. Hello, sister. Alrighty. So welcome to the 14th Annual Transgender Day of Remembrance. If you check your programs, you'll see that we have some very simple stuff to do tonight. On the cards that some of you will be reading this evening, if you would like to read, please feel free to contact this table right here. They will get you a card if they haven't all been handed out yet. And on the cards, when they were typed up, they accidentally included birth name. Do not read birth name, it's in parentheses, so you can skip over it. So I'm going to go ahead and get you started on this thing here.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now we can.
Now you can hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks for saying something. I need to know if I'm reaching back there or not. So again, welcome to the 14th Annual Transgender Day of Remembrance. And this is the Phoenix Observation. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you to each of you, to all of you, for taking of your time to stand here tonight to join us all in the remembering of 265 lives lost in the last 12 months. 14 times now, the trans community has come together on a night in November to remember the lives of those lost to unspeakable violence in the last 12 months. Tonight, do not forget the work of those who have come before, who have stepped forward time and time again to ensure that we do not fail to remember, do not fail to recall, do not fail to realize the impact of what it means to stand up and live your life as yourself, to take control and take steps and take off and move forward in the world with the knowledge of who you are and what you are. 265 people will be remembered tonight. And that is but a fraction of the total, a portion of the whole, a glimpse into the depths of our losses this past year. And we cannot read the names of all of them. We do not know the names of all of them. This year there are over 50 names that we do not know. Over 50 people, over 50 human beings, over 50 men, women, and children whom we cannot speak the names of. 50 souls, over 50 lives not lost, not abandoned, not given up. These are 50 lives that were stolen, over 50 lives taken, over 50 lives destroyed. And each loss from them cuts into our hearts and makes our world smaller, and makes our world less, and makes the lives of those they were stolen from more difficult. And each of those over 50 lives has a greater cost as a result. And now, each of you is a part of that cost. These are over 50 people that you cannot come to know, that you have been denied the chance to know, the chance to love, the chance to share with. This is your loss now. This is part of your life now. To many, these 50 unnamed souls and the many others after that are all now part of a vast and innumerable host that watches us all. All of these people lost are trans people. Transgender, transsexual, gender variant, two-spirit, mukse, travesti, winkte, hijra, us. This is the day and the night and the time when we remember those who were lost, and we remember them not to remind us of what is at risk, but to tell the world that this happens and this is not acceptable and this is not a good thing and this cannot continue. This day is about these people, about them, the loss of so many, too many. But it is not merely for them. It is for our allies, for our families, for those we love, and for those who love us. Because each of these lives represents what could happen to us, to you, even here. 126 of these people, from children only 16 years old to adults in their primes, were murdered in Brazil this year. 49 of these people were killed in Mexico. 15 of them were murdered here in the United States. Those are just the top 3. Venezuela at 9, Honduras at 8, they complete the top 5. You do not need to be reminded, brothers and sisters and siblings, that the vast majority of these murders are going to continue to be unsolved. That many of them are no different from that of one of our heroes, Marsha Johnson, who headed home one night and never made it there and was found dead. Too many of them are dead, and those who stole from them are still free, still untouched, just like those who killed Maurice Green here where we live. We say it anyway, because it should be said, perhaps most importantly, when it doesn't need to be. They were shot in the head, in the back, in the face, in the arms, in the chest. Never once, always many times. For some, their killer did it openly in front of many witnesses, shooting them from a car and then getting out to not merely make sure, but to eradicate them, to erase them. We stand here tonight so they are not erased, so they are not eradicated. They were thrown away, discarded, left on the street to die alone for hours, even though people saw them. We stand here tonight so that they are not discarded, so that they are not alone. They were stabbed and run over and bludgeoned and hanged and stoned and strangled and beaten and burned and maimed, tortured and drowned and executed and decapitated and dismembered and gagged and mutilated because they were trans. They were murdered because they were trans. And people feel that they can murder us. People think it is okay, it is acceptable, that we are less than, that we are men, but oh, not really, that we are women who can't stand men, but oh, not really, that we are teases and liars and tricksters and traps. We stand here tonight so that people know it is not okay to do this. It was not because they were dressed wrong. It was not because they traded sex for money or smiled at someone who insulted them. It was not because they were mules for drug cartels or activists making a difference. They were not killed for love. They were not murdered because they took away someone's sexuality or made them feel less of a man or a woman. It was not because they were homeless. It was not because they were gay, even if they did win the title of Miss Gay twice. 16 years old. 17 years old. 18 years old. 19 years old. 20 years old. 16 years old and shot 13 times. We do know some of the murderers. Some were brothers, some were lovers, some were security guards, some were customers, some were people who felt that they had some moral right to murder other people. Some were police officers, some were a mob. A mob. Some of those who died were men, trans men. Some of them died in their homes. Some were parents, some were heroes, some were children, some were immigrants, some were deeply religious, some were black, some were brown, some were white, some were native. All of them were people. All of them died in cities and towns and villages where tonight or tomorrow or the next night people will gather and remember them. Just like we are tonight. Just like us. This is not about me. This is not about you. It is about the people who are here and the people who are not here. It is about the 15,000 trans people in Phoenix metro area and their friends, their family, their spouses, their children, their parents, their loves, their lives. This is about us, about all of us. For above all else, these murders, these deaths, all of them, each and every one, seeks to send a message to us, seeks to tell us that we should not, that we are not allowed, that we cannot be, that we are wrong, that we are bad, that we are sinful and foul and loathed and not worthy of being thought of as human beings, that we should feel terror, that we should be afraid, that we should hide and not be seen, that we should be quiet and not be heard, that we should just go away. This is about us saying, we will not hide. This is about us saying that we will be heard. This is about us saying that we are worthy, that we are allowed, that we have grace and are loved and can love and can live and can be, and that we deserve a good life with a happy ending. For it is our task to be certain that these 265 people are heard and are seen and are known, since someone has taken that from them, from us. We take it back. We take it back. And we start letting them be heard, be seen, and be known. Now. With those who are going to be